Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to the next installment of my Doctor Who DVD dispensation series. So, in this previous series, I have looked from seasons 1 down to seasons 10, and we are now into part 10, aka season 11 territory, because I did seasons 3 and 4 together in my third part, because season 3 and 4 are basically missing a load of stories. Season 11, before getting to the actual DVDs, what basically we had released for this season. Season 11, it is a very, very kind of a mixed bag, because to me, it feels like the Pertwee era kind of ended with season 10, with the departure of Jo Grant. In fact, that this season, it is Jon Pertwee's finale season as the Fifth Doctor. It's also the season where basically we start to see a little bit less and less of the unit relegers. So basically, we do in this season, we see Brigadier, we see Sergeant Benton, we see Captain Mike Yates. But at the end of the season, Captain Mike Yates does depart, because he does try and point a gun at the Doctor and the Brigadier in one of the stories, and I'll talk a bit about that when I get to that point. And of course, season 12, we see the Brigadier and Sergeant Benton. Season 13, the Brigadier and Sergeant Benton do basically appear in Terrible Zygons together. But the Brigadier is his last story until basically Mordrin Undead in season 20, where Sergeant Benton had one last story in that season to basically make his last appearance in the universe of Doctor Who. So, let's dive into the DVDs, hey? So back in 2007, this DVD was released, and you could either get this now singly or you can get it in the box set. I prefer to get it in the box set with the other stories that basically brand around the alien invasion type. So the alien that we are encountering with the first story is, of course, the Santarans in The Time Warrior. The Time Warrior is also a perfect story to introduce a new fan, because one, it is literally the beginning of the end for the Third Doctor's era. We have Elizabeth Sladen's very first story in The Time Warrior, because that's when she makes her very first debut. And the very first debut of the Santarans as well. And of course, this is where the Doctor is basically going back into the Middle Ages. So it's quite good. So for a very long time, we didn't have a prehistoric story, like a historic story in Doctor Who since season 4. So it's actually quite nice to have a kind of a prehistoric story told in Pertwee's finale season. And of course, the Santarans are absolutely brilliant, which is why they have made countless returns during the classic, and of course, basically in the modern era phase 1. I'm just going to call it that, the modern era phase 1, because I just don't know what to call the new era with it going back into season. So we're going to season 1 instead of having series 14. So this story is to say you can either get it singly or you can actually get it in Doctor Who The Bred for War, the Santaran collection, which came out in 2008. Because also in 2008, the fourth story of the season, of the set here, as you can see, is called The Invasion of Time, was released on DVD a year after, and that was all the Santarans then complete on DVD, and they did this nice little box set to celebrate it. And I do actually quite enjoy this box set, and I love it. I mean, look at all that with all the Santarans on the cover. Then, of course, the second story of the season is known as Doctor Who Invasion of the Dinosaurs. And this story was actually released back in 2012 with another DVD. When I talk a bit about that when I show you the box set. So the story itself is, of course, Invasion of the Dinosaurs. Now, Invasion of the Dinosaurs wasn't really one that I was too fond of. I never really quite liked it, but I have done my recent review on it, because I did rewatch all 6 parts back in the summer. So I have also done my review on that. So if you want to see my review, go and check it out. But I actually do quite enjoy Invasion of the Dinosaurs. And of course, the story, as I said, they came out in a box set in 2012 in the unit files with, as you know, the Android Invasion from season 13. So we have 2 Sarah Jane Smith stories from 2 different seasons in one box set, which is actually quite interesting, really. The third story of the season was released singly back in 2012. So 2012, we had a single story release for this DVD. And of course, it is Death to the Daleks. Now, this was actually my first Doctor Who story I ever watched with my dad growing up. It was the story that introduced me into classic Doctor Who, introduces me to the Daleks. And this was back in 2003, 2004 time, just way before Doctor Who came back onto BBC One. and I actually quite enjoyed it, and it's got some good iconic moments in there, like when you have that where it's like this water creature thing. I think, is that it? Yeah, about there-ish. As you can see, you can't see it properly on the DVD, but it literally is like a giant squiddy creature, and it goes into a Dalek casing, and it literally blows the Daleks up. And you can actually watch this on BBC iPlayer. So that is the third story of the season. The fourth story of the season was released in another Doctor Who DVD box set in 2010, along with another story from season 9, and it is called The Paladon Tales, and it's as it comes across with The Curse of Paladon. The story itself is the Monster of Paladon. So the only way for you to get this on your DVD shelf in your collection is if you buy it in the box set, but then it's up to you what you do with The Curse of Paladon, because now it is available in Doctor Who The Collection Season 9. The Monster of Paladon, it is the last story of Classic Who with the Ice Warriors. They were supposed to return in Season 23 and Season 27. The original Season 23, and of course what Season 27 should have been. But it's the last appearance, and they do go out not as great as they basically were. I mean, when you watch them in The Curse of Paladon, and they're quite of the interesting type, because they're not the villains like they were in the Patrick Troughton era, they were actually the good guys, and now they've gone back to their old villainous ways. Yeah, very confusing, the Ice Warriors were. Then, of course, the penultimate story of the season is you can either get this in singly in the DVD case, or you can get it as part of a box set with other stories. The story itself is, of course, Planet of the Spiders, and this was actually released back in 2011. And this was actually my DVD, because I actually picked this up when I was on holiday somewhere up by Blackpool in that year. I was on holiday in Blackpool. The Doctor Who Museum only just closed down a year prior, so I weren't too happy about that, because I thought, oh, I'll go to Blackpool now. But I did pick up this story from HMV up by Blackpool, and it's absolutely brilliant, because I paid literally £10.99 for this DVD, and I still got it after all this time. I actually quite enjoy it. It's absolutely a brilliant and iconic story. So, got Planet of the Spiders. I love the fact how Pertwee's season is literally complete on DVD. Not as nearly complete as basically season 10, because season 10 does have quite a few DVDs, like 9 DVD releases, where season 11 has only 5 DVDs, 6 technically, because Planet of the Spiders was re-released back in 2013 in a regeneration box set. Yes, this little box set of a beauty, along with with the 10th Planet, the War Games, Planet of the Spiders, as we all know, Logopolis, The Caves of Androsani, Tom and Ronnie, the TV movie, Battle from Part of the Ways, and of course The End of Time. And this is actually the only box set we have classic and modern Doctor Who stories together. When I was going through all the box sets I own, this is the only one that's basically got classic and modern stories all together in one place, which is actually makes this box set quite unique. And that is season 11. So what can I say about the entire whole season? Well, it is Pertwee's finale. It is an iconic season. Not one of my favourites. I do think this is Pertwee's kind of a weak season. It's not one I do physically think it's one of the best ones. I mean, for me, Pertwee's only got 2 best seasons, which is, of course, season 7 and season 10. But season 11, it's on the scale of like in between seasons 8 and 9. So I'll talk about more of that when I get to ranking the Pertwee seasons, which is something I'm planning on doing, where I'll rank all of the seasons from each Doctor. So Hartnell's got 3, Troughton's got 3, Tom Baker, has got 7, so on and so on and so on. So there, that is season 11, complete on DVD. Let me know in the comments, what stories would you like me to review from this season? Please do like, subscribe and share, and join me tomorrow at 8 o'clock, where I will do my very first live stream of the year. Because I kind of got some stuff I want to talk about in that live stream, like my review for Tales of the TARDIS, and little bits and dabs. So thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe, share, and join me for awesome Doctor Who content.